So the first media we created that we're going to discuss is the poster. The poster alongside the radio advert is what the viewer is most likely to view first, so we wanted to make the themes apparent in them.
And to our genre.
Yeah, and our genre is basically drama, so we wanted to make the poster look dramatic so that it coincides with the film and the radio advert. We done this through the use of colours, the theme of the poster itself, the layout, and the image in the middle.
Yeah.
So we've gone for a cascading black to grey scale colour scheme, and we've done this to make it quite dark and mysterious, which also helps promote the silhouette figure in the back, which is the antagonist in the film. But it's also very dramatic and influential for the viewer, because they're gonna automatically assume that quite a dramatic but also like powerful film. Focusing specifically on the image we used the two protagonists facing each other with the antagonist silhouette figure in the middle. And a theme we really wanted to highlight that was in the film is conflict. And we had the two characters face off against each other like you'd see in a boxing promotion. So we put that into our poster, and it really does bring out this whole conflict thing, and we know the viewer will now know that it's them two up against each other. That's how we designed it, and they know it's a foreshadow for how the film will be. Yeah, I think essentially that covers our poster and how it will further link to the film and the radio advert.
Times are tough, jobs are scarce, and competition's fierce. It's every man for themselves in the working world. How hard would you fight for a job?
What? What are you doing here?
Whoa, calm down, I'm just here for my interview.
Mr. Rowland, Mr. Saunders, come in, please.
From Friday the 27th to Sunday the 29th, The Job Interview, a short film brought to you by Kaj Productions, will be aired at the London Film Festival and the Tricycle Theatre on Kilburn Road. Bear witness to how far we will contest against each other. The question, however, remains: how hard would you fight for a job?
The second media product we'll be speaking about is the radio advert, the 40-second radio advert. So we'll start off with the narrator and the narrator's voice. The narrator's voice is really deep. Reason because it's a dramatic film. The genre is drama. So we really wanted to show that throughout the radio advert. There's particular points, especially when we use snippets of the film. We use both protagonist and antagonist, and we wanted to, the idea of that jobs are really tough in today's society. So therefore we chose these specific snippets to show that. Also the soundtrack we use, it's what would you say?
It's powerful, really. I mean, that's all you can really say for it. There's no lyrics. It's entirely instrumental, and it just adds to the entire theme, making it strong, powerful, conflicted.
Yeah. And throughout, the narrator is talking to the audience, is talking to the person listening to it. So we're trying to entice the audience member to watch the film. So I think if we look at the movie and our poster, the combination we use is mainly the two protagonists and antagonists, and we really prevail the genre of our film.
Yeah, I mean, it's both the ancillary tasks which the viewer will view before the film literally showcase what the film will be. Without saying the storyline, it shows the direction of the film. It makes it clear, makes it just, the viewer knows what they're in for, with the added bonus of having this drama that creates mystery. So I think they coincide well, especially with how the film will play out, because you don't necessarily know how it will end. So yeah, and most short films, they do have a twist, so adding this whole drama into our first two tasks just further emphasizes that, really. The largest media product and
the most important.
Is the film itself. And this is what our ancillary tasks built up to, so whatever was apparent in them two will now lead into this. And we wanted to follow on the same theme. So we've made the film dramatic, we've made it apparent that there's conflict between our two protagonists, and this goes throughout the film. I mean, there's also the idea that the storyline is linear, but the audience doesn't necessarily know. So it's similar to how our poster and radio broadcast sort of tell the story but don't give specifics or where it's heading. So yeah.
There's a particular shot in the film that we based our poster on.
Yeah.
And this was a point where, which I'm about to show you now, is where we tracked from behind Ruben and Kalippi behind their shoulders, and we went straight into Jose. And we kind of based our poster on that, except in the poster we met Jose, the
silhouette figure instead.
Yeah, and Kalippi and Ruben looking at each other. So yeah, that's where the idea came from.
So that just directly links to our poster, which helps the combination overall. Looking at scenes specifically, we have one where one of the protagonists looks at his phone and his reaction is loud and not necessarily aggressive, but it's a strong reaction, and it's to him being late. And then this same reaction occurs a few scenes later when he enters the room and sees the other protagonist in the waiting room.
Which they didn't even realise that they were going to the same job interview.
Yeah, and this is where the conflict really starts, and he's dramatic, he's loud, he's powerful, he scares the other protagonist. And
it's also a code of convention of short films, because there's a twist in that.
Yeah, that is essentially where our twist comes in.
We meet our codes of conventions of short film.
This is where drama really comes into it, because the beginning of the storyline and the first few scenes builds up the story, but it doesn't necessarily show that theme of drama. It does to a certain extent, but not as much when these scenes come into play. His level of aggression towards the other protagonist is where our conflict lies. It's the basis of our film. Well, whilst drama is what it is, we want to showcase conflict, the whole competing for a job interview, tough times, a realistic environment. And then a third scene which I'd like to highlight is the one with all three of the characters in the interview room.
Yeah, in the interview room.
And it's when the second twist occurs. It essentially is a second twist.
That is, we go against the codes of convention because there's normally only one twist, and now we've added another twist, and this is where the antagonist tells both protagonists that there's no job.
Yeah, and their reaction is, which is the final emphasis on our theme. It is the most dramatic scene. However, it sort of exchanges the conflict from each other onto the antagonist, which is quite unique, but nonetheless it is a showcase of the conflict that we've made apparent throughout all our media products.
Yeah. And the combination, as you said, between our radio advert and our poster is conflict, and we've shown that through the film. We've shown that through the poster as well, with the image, and the snippets we used
do occur actually in the film.
Yeah.
And they are also the dramatic scenes that I've just spoke about. It is exactly that one. So I mean, there is direct links between all three, so the viewer, no matter how they first hear about the film, or whichever they view first out of the two ancillary tasks, it will directly link towards the film, and they'll have a great understanding of what it's all about and things like that. So
primarily we want the audience to know the genre is
it's a drama. Yeah.
And
it's all about conflict,
it's about a job interview.
Yeah, the job interview and stuff like that. So yeah, that is our evaluation question complete. Essentially, that's how our three media products combine to enhance the overall viewer experience. or knowledge more so.